Hi, my name is Jeff Garrett, and I'm a reference librarian at Evanston Public Library. This is the first in a series of 4 videos introducing you to EPL's very large collection of digital newspapers and what you can do with them. Today our topic is going to be today's newspapers from around the world. Most young people today never experienced commuter trains full of people with their noses buried in their morning papers. Those big sheets of newsprint were great for creating social distance without maintaining physical distance. It's a very different media universe now, of course, with people mainly reading news feeds on handheld devices. But many people still also subscribe to a single newspaper online, or maybe 2. We sometimes also see isolated articles from newspapers we don't subscribe to. We see them, maybe read the first few lines and scroll on. Often we see just the headline and a short snippet of text with the rest hidden behind a paywall. Days later we think, what was in that article again? A subscription to a favorite newspaper, sure, but what we don't have or don't know that we have is convenient, free access to the content of hundreds of newspapers from across the world and also within the United States. And what's more, access to stories from last week, last year, or even the last century. For that, we need, of course, our library. In this series of tutorials, we are going to teach you 4 skills that will allow you to derive maximum benefit from your library's resources. First and foremost, from the ProQuest Global News Stream, a collection of around 2,800 news sources from around the world, with archives for many papers reaching back to the 1980s. What you see here are the 4 modules we will be presenting, starting with today's papers: the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Tribune, and many, many more. Starting now, you shouldn't hesitate to follow this tutorial while also recreating the steps we will be showing you in real time in a separate window, pausing the tutorial as often as necessary to catch up with your own newspaper search. I don't at all mind waiting, really. Also, although all of this works on any device, because some of these screens contain a lot of miniature detail, we recommend using a larger device, an iPad, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop computer. Getting to the global news stream is not hard. You start at the library's homepage at epl.org. You'll see the Explore tab. Let your mouse hover over it, and you'll see several lists of options. Under Research Resources, choose Resources A to Z. You will then see a long alphabetical list of all of our electronic resources, which is not going to be reproduced here. Scroll all the way down to P for ProQuest, click on the bolded title, and on the next screen, on the same bolded title again. At this point, you will be asked for your library card barcode number. This must be an Evanston library card, otherwise, well, sorry, game over. You will need to contact your issuing library because electronic resources such as this one tend to be community specific. Once you've logged in, then this is what you see next, a simple search box. For our purposes, we're going to choose a newspaper popular in these parts, the Chicago Tribune. But remember, you have thousands of other titles to choose from. We will look at some of those in just a minute. So first, click on the Publications tab. The screen you see then will say Publication Search. Enter Chicago Tribune, and then press Search. You will then see various options, different editions of the same paper, the newspaper blog, etc. Choose the one that best fits your needs. In this case, we think that will be option number 2, since it's the newspaper, not the blog, and the date range is all the way up to the present. Click on the title line to select it, and you will see a screen with more details. On the publication information page, choose Latest Available Issue. This is almost always today's edition. And then suddenly, here is today's Tribune. You have access to all the principal content. In this issue, 96 articles in all, but you will see that they are not formatted like they would be in the online subscription edition. For example, there are no photos or other illustrations, just the text. Now, if you are looking for something specific, click on Search Within and enter a keyword you'd expect to find in the article or articles you want. Other options allow you to print the article, download it as a PDF, and to send links to yourself or others. So, that pretty well wraps up what we have to tell you about accessing daily newspapers using ProQuest Global Newsstream. At this point, how about putting your new skills to the test and tackling one of the assignments on this page? You'll see we have daily newspapers in a host of foreign languages, including Spanish. And just for kicks, why don't you see if you can get today's issue, or maybe it's tomorrow's issue, of the Wagga Wagga Daily Advertiser from just across the international date line in Australia. Next time, in part 2 in this series of tutorials, we will be showing you how to search across the entire database, across all 2,800 newspapers, other news sources, wire services, for just about anything you might need for school or work, or just be interested in reading. We hope to see you soon.